What's up guys, welcome back today to another video, another cheery video. I can't do this, I can't pull this off. Ruskin Bonds. Now I'm assuming if you're watching this video you're big enough to understand what I'm saying, and if you have had absolutely virtually no contact with the outside world, yes, I will admit that you have not heard the name of Ruskin Bond. But if you're a regular person like me, I doubt that you've not heard his name. Whether you're an avid reader, a mild reader, or a person who just stays really far away from books all the time, I really doubt that you have not heard the name of Ruskin Bond. In this video, I want to go over the life of Ruskin Bond, more specifically why he still lives up to the expectations of millions across the world to this day. He was born to Edith Clark and Aubrey Alexander Bond on 19th May 1934. He wrote one of his first stories, Untouchable, at the age of 16 in 1951. In London, he started writing his amazing Room on the Roof series, which is a semi-autobiographical story about an Anglo-Indian kid called Rusty. Now here is where you get a glimpse of what makes him special, but more on that later on in the video. He was really interested in supernatural fiction. His interest in supernatural fiction led him to write popular titles such as Ghost Stories from the Raj, The Season of Ghosts, and A Face in the Dark and Other Hauntings. Since 1963, he has lived as a freelance writer in Mussoorie, a small town of the foothills of the Himalayas. Mussoorie's Ivy Cottage has been his home all the way back from 1980. Being so attached to the place and the scenic beauty, he has not shifted to the quote-unquote more advanced areas. Which reminds me quite a lot of myself. I would not want to shift to a polluted, dusty metropolitan city when I could live out there at the foothills of the Himalayas, looking at the wonderful nature and the people over there every single day. Here's my opinion on what brings out Ruskin Bond's longevity. The average span of an average writer is 4 to 5 years, after which their bestsellers start to die down. Unless you've written something like Harry Potter, because trust me when I say, no one's going to be forgetting J.K. Rowling for a long time. Unless you've written something of that magnitude, you will fade out after a certain amount of time. But somehow, Ruskin Bond wrote his first story all the way back in 1951, and till this date, people have high expectations from him. Millions across the world, in fact. Everyone is still looking up to this amazing writer. What is something that keeps him so pushed forward? Why is he for so long survived when other authors have faded out? And my opinion on this matter, only my opinion just to keep in mind, is his relatability in his stories. He writes the most understandable, conceivable and relatable stories, and he is the king of making you believe in the unbelievable. Take for example all of his ghost stories. Not a single one of them is based in a fantasy world. Yes, there are different genres of fiction. Fantasy fiction, roguelike fiction, and I've explained in a certain video before, there are different types of fiction on how I would categorize them. Yet still he writes such relatable stories. For example, his book Miracle at Happy Bazaar. I think I have it somewhere here. Aha! This book, not a single one story in this book is based out of something you cannot believe. He writes stories about the common folk, the village life, which makes it seem all the more relatable. One of his super popular titles, which was The Blue Umbrella, to this date is one of the best sellers across the world, was also written about a young girl who lived in a village. No high-class society family, no amazingly rich people. He keeps it down to earth so that everyone can relate to the characters in the story. And The Blue Umbrella by Ruskin Bond is also doing pretty well on my channel, if I do say so myself, you know, just boosting up my ego. And a really fun thing I read while researching for this video from a source I will link in the description down below and up here is that he wanted to be a tap dancer when he was young. Not an author, he wanted to be a tap dancer. He wanted to learn how to tap dance, so you can take that to the bank. So here are my views and opinions on Ruskin Bond's life. If you really want to know more about the types of books he writes, I have reviewed several of them on this channel. They will be linked down in the description. If you haven't seen them, please go check them out. Miracle at Happy Bazaar. I need a miracle for my videos. Come on, give it a like. Miracleize it. Make it miracled. Come on, 1 like, that's all it takes. 1 like. 1 like. Just one. Just one. Your like. That's all I need. Yeah. Awesome. That's all I need.